Yo, what is up, you guys? Ryan Brewer back here. Welcome to episode 15 of Horror Movie Night. Now, tonight is kind of a special episode. Rob Zombie fans know that today is the 18th anniversary of House of a Thousand Corpses. Honestly, originally I wasn't even going to do a horror movie night tonight. I'm sorry, I can't speak. And honestly, this wasn't the original episode I had planned for Horror Movie Night 15. I was actually going to do I Know What You Did Last Summer, but I still will do that at some point. But since today is the 18-year anniversary of House of a Thousand Corpses, I decided, well, let's watch House of a Thousand Corpses. So this is going to be really fun. What's up, Machete Slasher? We got Underground Horror Podcast here. I'm hyped for this horror movie night. I am as well. I'm very excited. Again, it's a special day for this movie, the 18th anniversary. And I did, if you guys remember on MMR Live number 2, the second one I ever did, I kind of celebrated the Devil's Rejects anniversary. So why not kind of celebrate House of a Thousand Corpses? With that being said, if you guys want to watch along with me, get your Blu-rays ready, get your DVDs ready, your laser discs, whatever you own this movie on, let's get it ready. Let's watch it and let's have a good time. So with that being said, I'm ready to go. I want to get this movie started because I'm excited. I planned on watching this movie anyways tonight because of the 18-year anniversary. So with that being said, let's get into this. 3, 2, 1, play. All right, here we go. House of a Thousand Corpses. House of a Thousand Corpses, not House of a Thousand Corpses. I have this Blu-ray here if anybody's wondering. I know no one asked, but this is the Blu-ray. This is how I own the movie. I kind of hope it gets a special 20th anniversary release, but who knows if that's going to happen. So I want to clear some things up because some of you may be confused on why I'm doing a Rob Zombie movie for a horror movie night. As most of you know, for episode 10, I did Rob Zombie's Halloween with Machete Slasher. And I did a video on my channel well over a year ago now talking about how I'm not the biggest fan of Rob Zombie's movies. I'm still not the biggest Rob Zombie fan when it comes to movies. Now, I love the Firefly family trilogy. His Halloween remakes are garbage. I've said that so many times on the channel, so I'm not trying to make anyone confused. But I am a fan of the Firefly family trilogy. I love House of a Thousand. I love Devil's Rejects, and I actually like 3 from Hell. I'm very excited to do this one, actually, because I haven't watched this movie since last year in 2020, so I might be a little rusty on things. So just give me a break here. I pretty much remember all the characters' names. I remember this movie. There's things I probably did forget, but I'm very excited to watch this movie again. We got Sid Haig as Captain Spaulding, doing his little commercial thing, which I think is hilarious. This opening, honestly, is really awesome and funny at the same time. This is definitely a horror comedy, in my opinion. I mean, it's definitely more horror than comedy, but there's definitely comedy thrown in this. I'm going to turn this up a little bit more because I can't really hear it. So it just tastes good. Let's see. Same here. I watched it last year. Yeah, I need to watch this a lot more. I would say I don't think Rob is a bad director, but again, I'm not the biggest fan of his movies. I haven't seen all of his movies though, but his style has grown on me a little bit. But when it comes to the Halloween stuff he did, his style of directing and the way he writes his characters does not fit the Halloween franchise or any Halloween film. Obviously, as a Halloween fan, I don't like that too much. There are Halloween fans who like Rob Zombie stuff. That's fine, but me, no. I don't need it. I don't like it, whatever. Yes, I agree. It has comedy in it. Yeah, definitely. And that's like the great touches with this trilogy. Like, I love the comedy thrown in for this movie, Devil's Rejects. Even 3 from Hell has it. I feel like almost all of Rob's movies have it. Except for his Halloween movies, even though there's scenes in it that weren't meant to be funny but are funny. You know what I'm saying? But this was definitely made that way. This is a horror comedy. R.I.P. Sid Haig, man. It's great to see him on the screen, honestly. Like, I love this movie so much. This opening to me is amazing. I love this. It's so funny. Funny enough, a little story here I'm going to tell you guys. When I first watched House of a Thousand Corpses, I actually wasn't the biggest fan of this movie. It definitely grew on me over time. And that, I guess that's what I would say to people who watch Rob Zombie now or hasn't watched Rob Zombie. If you're going to go into a Rob Zombie movie, especially the Firefly trilogy, it's going to take more than one watch for you to really know if you like it or not, I would say. Because at first, I didn't like this movie at all. I was like, this is bad. And I watched it more and more, and it grew on me. Rob Zombie, his movies are the type of movies that grow on you over time. So if you're trying to get into Rob Zombie's movies or whatever, definitely give it time for sure. I like Rob Zombie's song House of a Thousand Corpses. Yeah, it's a really good song. Tasty fried chicken. Yeah, that's funny. Sid Haig is a legend, 100%. I love Sid Haig. He was perfect for Captain Spaulding. I mean, I couldn't see anyone else play Captain Spaulding, but Sid Haig. And I don't like his send off too much. I know we're not watching Three from Hell, but I kind of just want to say this since we're on the topic of Sid Haig. I'm not the biggest fan of his send off in Three from Hell, but it's okay. That was like the last. I believe he died in 2019. I could be wrong. So that was the last year of his life, even though that was filmed way before 2019, I believe. But his send off was a little weak, but I could live with it. This is awesome. I love this. We all get out of here. I love like the hick type white trash junkie characters he does for this. Now the Halloween, no, but this stuff, like, it's funny. That's why I always say Rob Zombie would be perfect to do a Texas Chainsaw movie, and a lot of people would agree with me on that. He would be perfect to do Texas Chainsaw. Sid Haig's dialogue is so freaking hilarious, man. I'll jump over his counter and bash your balls in. Yeah, his dialogue is amazing. Best part of this movie was Sid. I agree to some extent. I definitely agree to some extent. This is hilarious. Obviously, most Rob Zombie fans, at least fans of his movies, would agree that this isn't his best movie. I mean, I'm sure there's Rob Zombie fans who say this is his best movie. But I think majority of people would agree that The Devil's Rejects is his best movie, but this is definitely his second best movie, for sure. I hope this ain't loud. If you guys can hear the audio really good, let me know, because I don't want it to be too loud. I don't want to get this stream taken down or anything. The dialogue is just hilarious. This opening's very memorable, too. Like, I remember when I did first watch this and I didn't like the movie, this opening still stuck with me, though. See, that's funny about Rob's movies. They're so in your face and wild that you don't really forget them. You know what I mean? Like, you watch them, maybe you don't like it at first, maybe you love it at first, but they really do stick with you. Like, certain scenes, you just remember it. And this was one scene I remembered when I first watched it. And I was like, yeah, I didn't like the movie, but this opening scene is sticking with me. And I really dig it. It's crazy. It's funny. It's just pretty much everything you could ask for, I would say. Shot him up. His second best to me, definitely. I can hear it a little. I'm going to turn it down then. I got it a little loud. Sorry about that. And then, of course, we got Rob doing his own music for the movie, which definitely fits. I mean, come on. It is a great song. That is a really good song. Rob Zombie himself is a wild dude. Well, in his younger days. Yeah, I mean, you could definitely see that through his films. All of his films, you can pretty much see that he's kind of like that, which is, it's cool. It's not like, honestly, I think Rob does it just right. I think he's the best in that genre, whatever that genre would be. I guess like really in your face, hardcore horror comedy, dark comedy, whatever. I think he's one of the best to do it, because it's not like over the top too much. It's like just right, especially in his original stuff. Again, I'm not talking about his Halloween stuff. Like that stuff's just garbage. He was not the right person to do a Halloween remake and get a sequel. No, like he was not the person for that. But Rob could definitely do a Chainsaw remake or just a Chainsaw movie. That's more in his more down his alley than Halloween. But overall, his original stuff I have fun with, especially this trilogy. I still need to see like 31 and Lords of Salem, which at some point I will. I don't know when, but I will definitely at sometime. Hick horror movies. Yeah, I mean, they're pretty much. But it fits Rob Zombie. I mean, Rob Zombie's great for that. Also, if you guys are watching this as a video or a live stream, whatever, what do you guys think of Rob Zombie possibly doing the Munsters reboot type movie thing? Honestly, I have watched the show in the past, and honestly, I don't hate the show. I think the show's really good. It's a classic. Rob doing a reboot to it, though, I don't like that too much. I don't know how that's going to go. You know what I'm saying? I also respect Rob for writing and directing his movies, pretty much. The song is Fire, one of my favorites from the Sinister Urge. Yeah, Sinister Urge is a great album. I've always liked Rob's music, but his movies didn't. I didn't like them at first, but they've grown on me. Other than the Halloween stuff, that will never grow on me. I hope he does good with it. He does good with. Oh, the Munsters. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think that's. I don't think it's gonna. No, I don't think it's gonna work out. To be honest. It's crazy to think that this movie's been out for 18 years now. Honestly, that's crazy. The first time I watched this movie was probably it was later on in my life because I wasn't a Rob Zombie fan at first, not his movies. I probably watched this in 2018 or 2019 for the first time, which is a lot of Rob Zombie fans are going to think that's crazy, but it's true. This story is good though. Like at first, again, it's kind of like for me at least it was. Some people probably loved it right off the bat, but it took a second for me to really like this movie. The second watch was better for me. So, The Lord of Salem, I like better than 31. I haven't seen either. I need to do that at some point. I will. I'll pump the gas, go inside, and see if it's worth checking out. This is awesome. What's that dude's name again? I can't remember the dude's name here. He does Talking Dead after the Walking Dead episodes. He always has a guest on, and they talk about the Walking Dead episode or whatever. Forget his name. This movie, I believe, was supposed to come out before 2003. It's funny you mentioned that because I was going to say that. Rob actually talked about that before, how this movie was like originally supposed to come out. I don't know what it was, maybe 2000 or 2001, but it was supposed to come out definitely before 2003. And he was talking about how he couldn't get no one to like release it or whatever. And now, like, if you go to like, I don't know where it is, like Universal, I'm not sure where it is, but if you go somewhere, they got like horror houses themed of House of a Thousand Corpses. It's like funny. It's like, you guys didn't want this movie at first, but now it's like making you a ton of money. But yeah, this definitely was supposed to come out before 2003. Chris, I think his name is. Yeah, Chris Hardwick. Yep, that's it. Chris Hardwick. He does Talking Dead. I love Captain Spaulding's makeup too. Like it's awesome. Dr. Satan. Yeah. Yeah, the makeup looks really good, honestly. I don't know. What do you guys think of his send off on Three from Hell though? Were you guys cool with that? Like I thought it was a little weak for him, but at the same time, it kind of just is what it is. Personally, he's got a John Wayne tattoo. Oh yes, his makeup is iconic. I agree. It's great makeup. Definitely is. I'm gonna turn this up again because for some reason I'm not. This is great. I get lost in this movie again. I haven't watched it in a while, so like if I'm quiet at some points, I'm sorry because I'm like really into the movie right now. It was a little weak the send off, but it's okay. Yeah, it is what it is. You think us country folks from the country are real funny, like, don't you? I love how this stuff is so funny, man. It's so funny. Sid Haig's a great actor, though. I love Sid Haig. This is a good movie to like, get some friends or whatever and just have a good time with. Like, you're gonna laugh. You get some horror in it. You get some crazy stuff. Like, this is a good movie to watch with some friends. Definitely sit down, chill, get some popcorn, watch this movie. It's perfect. That's the dude that turns into a mermaid. Yeah, yeah. Later on in the movie, this movie gets crazy. Obviously, we're still in the beginning of the movie, but once we get to when we see Baby and Otis and just the family in general, it gets pretty crazy. Rob Zombie was definitely inspired by Texas Chainsaw Massacre, by the way, and I'm not just saying that because of his style. I watched Eli Roth's History of Horror. I'm sure some of you probably know what that is. It's where basically Eli Roth, he gets some guests and they go on there and they talk about their movies or whatever. And they mentioned Texas Chainsaw, and Rob was talking about like that's the one that really inspired me. I was like, oh wow, yeah, not a surprise. I kind of figured that. So like that's confirmed. Spaulding would have been awesome to hang out with. Oh, you mean the character Captain Spaulding? Yeah, I guess so. I mean, if you were on his good side, of course, because if not, I don't think it'd be very good for you. Yeah, this movie's really good. I'm glad it has grown on me because honestly, I don't know. At first, I didn't like it, but now, I definitely enjoy it now. Otis is my second favorite member of the Firefly family. Otis is probably my first, and then it's Captain Spaulding for me, and then it's Baby. That's probably my top three for the Firefly family. Those are my three favorites. Definitely, probably Otis, Spaulding, and Baby. I love how like there actually is like a horror house themed of House of a Thousand, but this scene right here is like them going through a horror house. I don't know, it's kind of funny. I think actually Rob and Sherry actually went through the House of a Thousand Corpses like haunted house thing. I think it's at Universal, maybe. I could be wrong, but I know they had one or something. Spaulding is your favorite? Yeah, he's my second favorite. I really like the character of Otis. I definitely like him more in The Devil's Rejects in this movie, but he does good in all three. But I definitely like Otis more in The Devil's Rejects than this one. But I would say I was gonna say I like Spaulding more in this, but maybe not. But I definitely like Otis more in The Devil's Rejects. But I like him. He's my favorite family member out of the Firefly family. Then it's Spaulding. Um, yeah, that's definitely yeah Universal. That's what I thought. That would be cool to go to. That would be cool. I would actually go through that house and probably record it and do a video for the channel. That would be pretty cool. Yeah, this movie's awesome. I need to get something of Captain Spaulding from my collection. Like get like a T-shirt, like something. I know one time I seen somebody have like the sign, like the fried chicken sign or whatever. I think that would be cool to have. I might have to look online. I really would like to get something. But yeah. Yeah, oh yeah, yeah. I know what yeah. I'm talking about Rob Zombie was inspired by Texas Chainsaw Massacre. That's why the style that he does kind of reminds us of Texas Chainsaw Massacre. He pretty much admitted that on Eli Roth's History of Horror. Yes, a T-shirt with him would be dope. I agree. I would definitely wear one. I don't know though. I don't know. I might like this group better than the Devil's Rejects group though. I don't know why. I don't know. I might have to kind of compare again, but I don't know why. I kind of like this group a little better. But obviously, Devil's Rejects is the better movie. It's been a while since I've seen this. So I don't remember everything. It's funny because like when you watch a Rob Zombie movie, it's like you know you're watching a Rob Zombie movie. You know what I mean? Same with like John Carpenter. Like you, if you know their fills, you kind of know. It's like when you're watching Rob Zombie, you know it's Rob Zombie. When you're watching Carpenter, you know it's Carpenter. They definitely have their fills, and that's what I like about a director. Like if you're a director that has a fill, same with like George Romero and stuff, and Wes Craven. Like if you're a director that has some sort of fill, then you know I feel like you're doing something right. You know what I mean? Unless I don't know, I feel like you're doing something right. Like people, if people could just recognize your movie by like certain scenes that they're watching, I really do feel like you're doing something right. I need to check out that I'm at Eli Roth History of Horror. I like it. It's on Shudder. If anyone has Shudder and you guys want to watch Eli Roth's History of Horror, I think they got like a couple seasons on there. I don't know how many. I don't know if it's still ongoing. It used to come on during Fear Fest a few years ago. I think it's kind of newer. I don't know. It's been around for I don't know how long it's been around. It's not new, but it's not real old either. I don't think. But there's a couple seasons on Shudder if you guys want to check that out. Could you imagine if Rob Zombie didn't do horror movies, but he did romantic comedy instead? How would that even make sense? That wouldn't even fit Rob. If there was an announcement that Rob Zombie is making a romantic comedy movie, I would be worried. I'd be like, is Rob okay? Like, should he see a doctor? Because it's not normal. Like, that's no. Let me fix my chat here for a second. Okay, there we go. Chat was messed up for a second. That would be weird. Why would Rob do a romantic comedy? Like, what is that? That's no. That would be. I would feel like there's something wrong with Rob. Like somebody needs to check on him because that's very weird. I'm sorry about the lighting too. If the lighting looks a little weird, I don't know why, but to me it's kind of looking weird. I think there is something called Masters of Horror. Yeah, there is. There's a it's like a oh, here we go. They're about to pick up Baby for the first time. The first time we see Baby on screen. Sherry Moon Zombie, of course. I think there is something is called Masters of Horror. Has his wife in it? You mean Rob? I know it isn't Masters of Horror like a collection thing of like different directors and stuff. It was like a little series or something that went on. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm thinking of something else. Let me know. I could be thinking of something wrong, but I'm pretty sure there was something called Masters of Horror that was like a little series thing with like different directors or whatever. I think John Carpenter did a few actually. Maybe I'm wrong. I could be wrong. You think? Yeah, I've heard of it definitely. I'm pretty sure it's a little series of like certain directors did different type of horror movies for this like series thing that was going on or something. You actually buy those. I need to check those out because actually they had some really good directors for that series or whatever. So wait, Rob did one of the movies for Masters of Horror? Because if he did, I didn't know that. Shot their tire off or shot their tire. That's smart. This is where stuff starts to get crazy here soon. We're getting there. Especially once they get to the house, things get really crazy. I like too that this movie is sort of a slow burn. You know what I mean? Of course, we got that epic opening, but like things don't really get super crazy until later on in the movie, and I really like that about this movie personally. Dude, she's crazy. My brother's got a tow truck. He can come get your car. Honestly, like this stuff is like super smart. Honestly, if you're really gonna pull something off like this, do it in the middle of nowhere. Set someone up to shoot your tire in a thunderstorm. Dude, Master of Horrors is on Tubi. I'll look. Is it like a? I don't know. I'm pretty sure it's like a series thing. It was like different movies from different horror directors at that time. Obviously, they don't do it anymore. I've seen like the Blu-ray of it. Like there's like a couple volumes. There's like volume 1 and 2 that has like 4 or 5 movies and so on. Hey, we see Otis for the first time. It's weird seeing him without a beard in this. He just kind of looks like Chop Top to me from Texas Chainsaw 2. I'm a huge Bill Moseley fan. Honestly, I love Bill Moseley. He's probably one of my favorite actors in horror, at least. Obviously, there's people who would go above him for me, but I really love Bill Moseley. He's a very good actor. I would almost say he's a bit underrated, but maybe not. You know, there's a lot of people who love Bill Moseley, but I think he kind of deserves more respect than he gets. Maybe it's just me, but that's how I feel. Yeah, this stuff's about to get crazy. I really love the build up to it. Sherry Moon Zombie before she was in horror movie Rob's music videos. Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, she's in a like she was in a few of the music videos from Hellbelly Deluxe. I think I can't remember which one though. Just wait here. Brother, House Alone, they got like the dolls like stapled up to the wall. Like you don't find that sketchy. You know what I mean? Like if my car broke down and I went to somebody's house who I said house, I can't even talk. House that was trying to like help me out and I saw like doll heads and dolls stapled to the wall. No, I mean that would be a little weird. Hour-long horror films from famous directors and showcased in this anthology series. was works by Dario Argento, John Carpenter, Larry Cohen. Okay, that's she was in a Living Dead Girl music video. So yeah, like I said, it's a series of like, yeah, that's what I thought it was. I haven't checked out Masters of Horror. I need to do that though. I've heard about it a long time ago. I just never checked it out. I really do need to do that. I heard there was, I forget what it was called. If you guys watch Christian Hannah Horror, he was talking about Masters of Horror, and there's a John Carpenter movie in that mini series that was really good. I forget what it's called. He recommended it, but I haven't watched it, so I might have to check those out. I heard that some of the movies were hit and misses, like some were good and some weren't so good. You know what I mean? So I want to now. Yeah, I want to check it out too. I should have done it a long time ago. Oh yeah, wasn't this the guy who shot the car? Oh no, that's a brother. You don't see his character much after this. I don't even remember what happens to him. I'm talking about the brother or whatever who towed their car. I don't know what happens to his character because you don't really see him a lot after this. I don't think. I mean, I don't know. I can't remember. I haven't watched this since last year. 2 seasons, 26 episodes. Interesting. I'm gonna check it out. What year was Masters of Horror running? Like what years did it run through? Probably a few years, maybe a year. I don't even know. Baby's butt crack is just showing. He's having a great time. You ain't gonna be having a great time here in a little bit, man. I still don't get why he didn't find the outside of their house sketchy and they got like the dolls hanging. Like this is just weird. You sure are silly for a guy with glasses. Like what? Okay. Jeez. 2005 to 2007. Okay. That's interesting. I'll check it out. I kind of want to check it out now. This stuff is crazy. Another character that was kind of just forgotten about was Tiny. Obviously, we see Tiny in this movie a good bit, but he was kind of, I mean, he's in the Devil's Rejects, but he was more of like a side character in the Devil's Rejects. He's a bigger character in this movie. They kind of thrown him away, but I mean, he's not a major character anyways. I mean, he has more screen time in this than Devil's Rejects, but she's not even listening. That's the mom, right? I don't know. I can't even remember. Pretty sure it is. Bro, this movie is so wacky and funny, though. No. Rufus is his name. Yeah, Rufus was kind of just like, what happens to Rufus later on? Like, he tows their car, and we just don't hear about him anymore after that. You know what I mean? I think so. Karen Black played her. Yes, dude, it's baby's mom. That's what I thought. For some reason, I don't know. I was just going blank. I knew it was, but then again, I was like, is it? You know, I kind of questioned myself. I don't know why I do that. Jeez. Oh yeah, I always forget this movie takes place on Halloween. Obviously, earlier on we saw, kids and Halloween decorations, but this doesn't really have the Halloween feel. Like obviously, like Halloween 4 is a good example of having the Halloween feel, even though this takes place on Halloween. But they are out in the middle of nowhere, so I guess there wouldn't be a lot of Halloween feel anyways. So yeah, Mother Firefly. Yeah, that's it. I knew it was, but like I was questioning myself. I was like, is it? Because sometimes I don't know why I do that. It's weird. I guess it's because I watch so many movies that things just slip my mind. She was in a movie I need to see called Trilogy of Terror. I have no clue what that is. Get a new wheel for their car. It would suck being out here, honestly, with them. I don't see why they don't find anything sketchy though. Like, there's a few things that I would already be like, I don't know about this. Her laugh though. Baby's laugh is so weird though. Well, I guess it's Halloween Eve, but close enough. It's weird because at first she says Halloween and then she says Halloween Eve. It's like, okay, well, which one is it? Come on. I mean, even though both's kind of Halloween, whatever. Let's see. It's from 1975. Yeah, I don't even think I've heard of it, to be honest. Her laugh is funny. Here comes Tiny. This is when we see Tiny for the first time. He actually looks creepy. I'm not even gonna lie. But they still don't find anything like I would just be weirded out. Like, this is awkward. Like, this is weird. I mean, they do seem uncomfortable, but at the same time, it's like, I don't like this, you know? I mean, they can't really go anywhere, obviously. Their car's messed up. It's raining, thunderstorming. Like, you can't really do anything. That sucks. Chris Hardwick is just staring at me. Get Grandpa. See, that's like definitely a callback to Texas Chainsaw Massacre when she wrote Get Grandpa or Grandma, whatever it said. Lots of candles. Yeah. Jeez. Tiny got burnt up. That sucks. They're like stunned. I wouldn't say they're stunned, but yeah, Grandpa. Oh, the Grandpa. Okay, I don't know why I forgot about him. Oh, he's hilarious. He's like one of the best parts of the movie to me, especially when they do the little like when you have Baby doing the song and dance and all that stuff, and like he comes up there and does his stand up. Like, that stuff is hilarious. Oh wow. Karen Black does great as Mother Firefly. Yeah, definitely. Didn't they get someone else from Mother Firefly in Devil's Rejects? Isn't it? I'm pretty sure it's a different actress, right? Maybe not, but I thought it was. It's like, when do they ever? Who do they perform for? Like, come on, you don't perform for anybody. This was heavily influenced by Texas Chainsaw. Definitely, Rob's whole filmography was. It's Karen Black. Wow, she looked different to me in the second one. Got a dead cheerleader. It's so weird. Are you Karen Black? She must have changed in the second one because I swore she was somebody else. No, 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 she wasn't. No, she wasn't. I don't know why I thought that. That's weird. Gosh, kid, put it on. Put on the mask. Why do you gotta wear a mask to eat? Like, they don't find this weird. Like, I would not like this. I'd be like, yo, I'm trying to leave. I'm not even. Put it on. He's trying to eat. Same actress. Yeah, I don't know why I was thinking that for. Yeah, Otis is definitely my favorite character. Bill Moseley is amazing. I feel like you can't go wrong with Bill Moseley. Like if any horror movie or just any movie in general has Bill Moseley in it, he's gonna kill that role. Like even if it's like not a good movie, he's gonna kill that role. Like Bill Moseley is amazing. He's definitely one of my favorite actors of all time. Dr. Satan. Captain Spaulding. I always like the like kind of conflict between Otis and Captain Spaulding's kind of in this one we see it, but we see it a lot more in the Devil's Rejects. I always like that little like they're always like disagreeing with each other. Even like I just love that stuff. I think that stuff's cool. No, you can't go wrong with him. Yeah, you can never go wrong with Captain Spaulding. Otis, not Bill Moseley, not Otis. Like, what am I saying? Come on. I'm gonna name off like every character before I even get to his name. The dialogue is so funny in this movie. To the grandpa is like one of my favorite parts of this movie as well. Like his facial expressions, the way he delivers certain lines, like especially on this stand up coming up, actually cracks me up. Like it's pretty funny. You need to see him in Old 37. He co-starred with Kane Hodder. Yeah, you told me about that movie before. I've heard of it. I just never watched it. I do need to check it out because I am a fan of Bill Moseley and Kane Hodder. So I'll check it out soon. The scream he does kills. Like after every like joke, his punchline is ah! It's hilarious. His jokes are so raunchy and dirty. It's so funny though. Oh, I thought there was another comment for a second. His expression when he does that line, ah! It's hilarious. One of the funniest parts of the movie. That part always made me laugh. Now we got Baby's song and dance. Yo, Machete Slasher. What's up, bro? Oh, you're just gonna send random emojis? Is that what's gonna happen? Seems legit. I always, when I first saw this movie and I saw Baby do the song and dance, I thought it was cringy. Because, like I said, my first watch was not good, and I was like, What am I watching?" Like at this point in the movie, I was like, "What is this? Like this is just no." He's like lost it. It's hilarious. Yeah, at this point, I was like, I don't even know if I want to watch this. I almost turned this movie off the first time I watched it. Like, I wasn't even gonna watch it all the way through, but I did. I pulled through and I watched it, and I almost didn't finish it. And funny enough, even though I didn't like this movie at first, I did watch Devil's Rejects not long after it because I always heard, hey, it's Rob's best movie. I've always heard good things about it, so like, I'm gonna go ahead and watch Devil's Rejects. My first watch was a little better. I was like, this one's definitely better, but I still wasn't a big fan of it. But now I like both movies. Oh, she crossed the line sitting on his lap. She did not like that. See, some people have told me Sherry Moon Zombie is terrible actress. I don't agree with that. I think she's a good actress. I never thought she was a bad actress. I just found that scene in particular cringy because I didn't like the movie at first anyway. So, car's fixed. I suggest that you kids leave. All right, don't mind if I do. This is weird anyways. That's so weird. She gets her laugh from her mom. I'll say that. They both have weird laughs. Mother Firefly and Baby both have weird laughs. I seen the Devil Rejects this year. I seen Devil's Rejects the year it came out on DVD. Wow. Yeah, you watched it way before me. I was late to his stuff because honestly, Rob Zombie's Halloween and Halloween 2 just killed his filmography for me. I just really didn't want to watch anything after. I was like, I don't like this dude's style of directing. And then I was like, you know what? I'm gonna give it a shot. I've grown on it. I like it. it's not bad now. I like it now, but it just doesn't fit like Halloween. It's not going to fit the Munsters if he does it, but it has grown on me, and I'm glad. I loved it on my first watch. I didn't love Devil's Rejects on my first watch. I thought it was just okay. Like I said, I thought it was better than this one, but I still wasn't the biggest fan of it. But now I really do like both. Actually, I love the whole trilogy, as you guys know. Where he's beating him. Yeah, this would suck. Isn't that Otis wearing that weird mask right there? And Tiny, it's both of them, I think. Dude, they're really beating him up. That would suck. Like, you think you're about to leave. Hey, your car's done. It's good to go. You go out there and you just, like, get a beating. Like, that would suck. Yeah, it's Otis. Yeah, that shot's cool. I love the lightning and the quick zoom in. Yeah, it's turned a lot. I like how Rob did that with this one though. He like made it to where like as the audience watching this, you think oh well, this ain't, well, as an audience, things are going to get crazy. But I guess for the characters, it's like, oh well, we're just here to, these are just weird people, and once we get our car, we could go. No, they're going to screw you up. Like that would suck. Not a lot of musicians go on to be a director. I mean, I don't want to say that Rob isn't a good director, because I don't think he's a bad director now. But he needs to stick with like doing original stuff instead of like trying to remake or do something that's already been created. Like the Monsters, if that does happen, he shouldn't really be touching that, because that's not going to fit his style. Because some of you may not know what the Munsters is. It's kind of like a classic monster type comedy show that was family friendly, and we all know that Rob isn't going to make that family friendly. So that's why it definitely doesn't fit Rob. So I don't know why he would do the Munsters. You know what I'm saying? It just doesn't fit him. He needs to stick with things that are original and that, he's good at, which is stuff like this. He needs to just stick with stuff like this. Turns out they were psychopaths. Yeah, definitely. Screwed their car up again. The car's done. Now it's broke again. There's only a few shots in this movie that tells you that it's around Halloween, honestly. So, I mean, it's kind of lacking the Halloween feel, but again, like I said, I get it, because it's mostly out in the middle of nowhere, so, you're not going to see a lot of that stuff. I support Rob Zombie as a director. I want more from him, original content. See, that's what I agree with. I'll support anything Rob does that's original. Him doing the Monsters, I'm kind of on the fence about that. I don't know if I don't really like that. Same with like the Halloween stuff. Like, it's just, you need to stop touching things that you shouldn't be touching. Just, that sounded wrong, but just stick with the original stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, do your own thing. Like, because doing your own thing is working better for Rob. Stuff like this is good because it's an original story. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't remake, like, that's like Rob remaking, like, I don't know, like My Bloody Valentine or They Live or something weird like that. It's like, don't do that. Just make something original. I think Rob's good at making original stuff. Like, he can really make a good original story. So I don't know why he feels the need. As of right now, I believe the Munsters thing is a rumor. I don't think that's confirmed. You guys can correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think that's confirmed. I think it's rumored that he might remake the Munsters, a movie though. Like, it was originally a show, but I think he's going to make a movie. But I believe that's rumored. I don't know. I could be wrong. But he's kind of, well, he's not really overdue for a movie, but he's definitely going to have a movie soon. The last movie he did was 3 from Hell in 2019. Here we are in 2021. So it won't be much longer till we see something from him, I'm sure. As long as Rob doesn't make his movie long. Oh, long movie titles like he does it. Yeah, those album titles are just insane. Those of you who knows Rob Zombie's albums, they're very long titles. Not confirmed yet. Yeah, that's what I thought. So he may not even be doing a Monsters reboot or whatever. He may be, or he may not be. We could all be just talking about this for no reason. And if he's not, I'm okay with that, honestly. If he is, then I don't know about that. You know what I'm saying? He needs to do something original. He needs to come out with something original again. Definitely stick with horror. I don't want him to leave the genre of horror. He's good at horror, which I don't think he will. I think he will always do horror movies. But even though the Monsters, I don't know if he would make that a horror movie or if he would make that a comedy. I don't know what he would do with that. Just Rob Zombie and the Monsters just doesn't go well with me. I don't know. Bill Moseley is such a good actor. Like, I can't stress that enough. Like, if you guys haven't watched a lot of stuff with Bill Moseley, I recommend watching some of his movies. This movie, Devil's Rejects, Night of the Living Dead remake, 37 that was mentioned, or Old 37, whatever it was. All that stuff, I recommend it. Because even though I haven't seen that one, but I'm sure he does great in it. And it's got Kane Hodder, that's a plus. I say skip the Munsters and write a new movie. Yeah, I would say the same thing. And again, like if Rob is going to do something original again, don't have Sherry in it. I mean, nothing against Sherry. She's a great actress. But I mean, she's in pretty much everything you do. Try to just don't. You know what I mean? That would be just don't. This scene right here. I think it's cool that Rob did his like own version of Brick House. This is probably his version of it, actually. I don't know. This scene sucks. They're like cutting him up and everything. Like that would seriously suck. After you've seen The Lords of Salem and 31, you could rank his films. Yeah, I might do that. We'll see. We'll see. We already know what the two lowest ones will be. Just saying. I think by now, those of you who watch my channel enough knows what that's going to be. He works with the same actors. He does, and I wish he would branch out from that. You know what I mean? I think that's one downfall in Rob's filmography. He gets the same people over and over again. He's a mermaid! But yeah, he gets the same people over and over again, and he really needs to branch out. I think that would definitely be better for him. Yes, it's a cover. Yeah, I knew he did a cover. I knew it was his version of it. Bro, this would be weird. This would suck. This family is sick, twisted, anything you can think of in the book. This family is that, and it's disgusting. That's the definition of this family. It's just disgusting. But I like it. He did a cover of I'm Your Boogeyman. I don't know if I've heard that. Here we go. We got the sheriffs now. I like how in the Devil's Rejects, the sheriff is that dude's brother. I can't remember his name. The guy with the mustache. You guys know what I'm talking about if you've seen this movie or if you're watching along. But his brother is in Devil's Rejects, so. Sweet baby Jesus. It's dialogue, man. Captain Spaulding's dialogue is like perfect. Oh, I'm sure. Sick, man. It's weird. Just answer the question, man. We ain't trying to hear this. He died not too long back. Didn't he die? Oh, wait. Yes, he played in Night of the Living Dead remake as Harry. Yeah, didn't Sid Haig die in 2019, right? I believe it was 2019 he died. It wasn't long after 3 from Hell was released. Or he died. No, he died before 3 from Hell was released, I believe. I believe it was 2019 he died. Maybe it was 2018. I don't know, but he definitely died before the release of 3 from Hell, which was sad. I mean, that sucks. His teeth is all nasty and dirty. It's disgusting. Oh yeah, Lost. His shirt pigs are beautiful. Seems like something he would wear. I mean, come on. Definitely fits his character. Don't get all True Grit. I like the little John Wayne nods in this. Kind of funny. The sheriff played in the remake of Night of the Living Dead. He was the one Barbara shot at the end. Oh, really? Sid Haig was 80, I believe. At least it was a nice long life. Yeah, I mean, yeah, 80's not too bad, you know. Um, it's pretty good. I forget what Sid Haig died of. Like, what did he die from? Like, did he die? I don't know. I don't know. But did he die in 2019? You guys know? I'm pretty sure it was 2019. Like I said, I could be wrong, but yeah, 80 years old is not bad. I mean, he had a pretty good life. You know what I mean? In memory of Dr. Satan. Like, baby puts makeup on her face. Like, this is weird. 2019. Okay, so he was eight. Okay. Yeah, 2019. Yeah, he died like a little bit before the release of Three from Hell, which is unfortunate. I wish he would have got to see, the movie. I mean, he got to see the movie, but I wish he would have got to see the success of it. I mean, I know it was only in theaters for like a limited time and it came to VOD pretty quick, but either way, it's still a movie he was in. Like, even if I was in a low budget movie that maybe wasn't that much of a success, I would still really like to see that movie on the shelf. You know what I mean? It would just be cool to walk into a Best Buy or a Walmart and be like, hey, I'm in this horror movie, even if it is garbage. You know what I mean? Even if I was in Killer Tomatoes, man, I'd be like, hey, I'm in this movie. It's on the shelf. It's cool to see. You know what I mean? I wish he would have got to see that. But if I'm correct, maybe he died after Three from Hell, but I'm pretty sure it was before. But like I said, I could be wrong. He died of double pneumonia after suffering a bad fall at his home. Ooh, that's not good. Jeez, that's not bad. That's not good. I said that's not bad. That's not good. Man, I wish he was still here. Sid Haig, he was awesome. He's a great actor as well. Who eats cereal like that? Like, that's a weird Tiny eating cereal like that. And he's got that says Tiny. Like, come on, see, that's the little comedy that's put into this movie that I like. I think that's funny. He's literally eating out of a dog bowl that says Tiny. Like, that's hilarious. Doesn't Otis like knock her out right here? He's waving by and she gets like knocked out or something. Okay, never mind. He didn't knock her out. He just caught her. You know what would be crazy? I'm gonna throw something at you guys, and I want to get you guys' thoughts. What if Rob Zombie and Bill Moseley came up with this idea to do a Otis spinoff, just about Otis, like another movie that's kind of involved with this trilogy, but it's a Otis spinoff? Like, how would y'all feel about that? I feel like that would go well, to be honest. I remember hearing that and thought he was getting better, but shortly after he died. See, I knew he wasn't doing well. I didn't hear that he was doing. I just heard he wasn't doing well. I knew Three from Hell was coming out, and then not just like one day I just heard that he died or whatever, which is sad. I love that creature from the Black Lagoon thing in the background. It's really cool. But what do you guys think of that? Like a Otis like spinoff. Like, what if Rob had an idea for an Otis spinoff? Bill Moseley comes back or whatever. I think that might work. I don't know. I think this is pretty much done though. I don't think we're gonna see any more Firefly stuff. I could be wrong. I think three is good enough, but if he was gonna continue, maybe do an Otis spinoff. I don't know. I would like that, dude. Good idea. I think it would be interesting for sure. But he has to have a good story for it. Like, I don't want him to just do it to do it. Like, if he has a good idea for it and Bill Moseley is down, then by all means make it, because I would definitely be interested. Dialogue is great. How would he know her favorite movie star? She's like, if you don't know this, you're screwed. Whatever. Who's my favorite movie star? Like, how is he gonna know that? He doesn't really know anything about you. You know what I mean? That's dope. The creature background, I agree. Creature from the Black Lagoon background is cool in this. I like that. See, Rob, he said before in like interviews and maybe even on Eli Roth's History of Horror that he's a big fan of like classic monsters and stuff like that, which is cool. I love that stuff as well. But that background's awesome. I would love to have that in my room. Not even gonna lie. That's a horror movie night I need to do on here sometime. Is do Creature from the Black Lagoon. That would be really fun. The Rob Zombie universe of characters are unique. Yeah, they're definitely unique characters. But then again, it's like another thing that I really like about Rob's movies is like they could be real. You know what I mean? Like this stuff could actually happen. So that's what I like about it. That's really disturbing with the chick in the trunk like that, all tied up. That's disturbing. That's really weird. And you got the monsters nod right here. I just realized that last scene where you got Bill Moseley and them in this in the room in the house on the TV. You actually see the monsters for a split second. So that's kind of funny. If he does do the monsters, I mean, that's kind of funny that you see that. The grandpa in this is hilarious. I wish he would have been able to be in more than this. You know, I think he's really funny. Rob Zombie's house is really awesome. I seen it on MTV Cribs. He got a lot of Universal Monster stuff. Yeah, I knew he was a fan of Universal Monsters, which is awesome. I think every horror fan, you know, if you're not necessarily a fan of the Universal Monsters, as a horror fan, you should at least respect the movies because without those movies, we wouldn't have the stuff that we have now. So I think it's really cool that he's a fan of those movies. I've honestly liked all of Rob Zombie's movies except the Halloween remakes. I haven't seen all of his movies. I'm sure you know how I feel about Rob Zombie's Halloween bullcrap. I don't like it, but his original stuff, this trilogy in particular, I really like. I still need to see 31 and Lords of Salem, which I will check out soon. I would probably like him. I think his original stuff is cool. He also has a huge horror collection. That's really cool. Rob's definitely a horror fan. I wouldn't say that he doesn't know horror or he's not a real horror fan. He definitely is. But yeah, I definitely need to check out the rest of Rob's movies that I need to see. But his Halloween stuff, you know, y'all could go without. If you guys haven't watched Rob Zombie's Halloween and Halloween 2, don't even worry about it. I'm sure most people have. I would just skip it. It's terrible. But this stuff I recommend. The Firefly Family trilogy I recommend. You only need to see 2 of his movies. I need to do that then. I need to go through and just watch those. I do have access to watch both of those movies. I think 31 is actually on Tubi, so I could watch that or Tubi, whatever it's called. And Lords of Salem might be on there as well. I know 31. I have access to at least watch 31, so I definitely need to do that. I'm sure I'm not going to like him as much as this trilogy though, but I'll definitely check him out. Rob Zombie and Alice Cooper are huge horror fans. Yeah, I knew Alice Cooper was a horror fan as well. Obviously, had a big involvement with Friday the 13th Part 6. So that's one of the best in the franchise, in my opinion. It's not the best, but it's one of the best. Uh, yeah, Tubi has them. Yeah, I think so. Or Tubi, however you say. I think it's Tubi. I could be saying it wrong. I know here soon when the sheriff gets killed, I really like that scene where like the gun's like put to his head and Rob zooms the camera out and he's like panning out and then the shot is a little later. I really dig that. I thought that was a good shot. I really like that. I liked that the first time I seen it actually. I didn't like the movie, but that shot, I was like, that's pretty good. I like that. Grandpa throwing food at the TV. There's cops out there. That sucks. Don't worry about it. Honestly, I would love to do a movie like this, like a fan film or a short film or well, not a fan film, but like a short film or like a feature film. I would do a movie like this. I really would. I think this stuff's hilarious and fun. Like I would do it just like this. Like I would make it funny but very serious at the same time. I would probably make mine more serious because I like my horror movies more serious. Like I like horror comedies, but I like my horror movies more serious. But I would definitely do a horror comedy. I do like that stuff. Tubi has 31. Yeah. Sid Haig died from heart and lung issues. He is in the movie 31 for a few minutes, but not in the movie all the way through because of his poor health at the time. I haven't seen 31, so I need to check. I also know Sid Haig is in, I think it was Hatchet 2. He's also in that for a little while, which was really cool because I remember the first time I watched Hatchet 2 and I was like, oh, wow, Sid Haig's in this. Anytime I see Sid Haig, I think it's pretty cool. I love Sid Haig. It did have the Lords of Salem because I watched it on there. So it just has 31. Steven Spencer is here. What is up, Steven Spencer? Welcome to the stream. Watching House of a Thousand Corpses. As you could probably tell, we're probably close to an hour into this movie. We're at the scene where the two sheriffs are at the house finally. So that's where we're at. If you're wondering, but yeah, welcome to the stream. If I could just come in for a minute, because I don't trust this. I mean, he didn't say that, but it's pretty much what he's thinking. They took it off. Dang. All right. Well, I'll definitely watch 31 since I have access to watch it, because then I'll only need to watch Lords of Salem. Mother Firefly. They should do that Otis spinoff. For some reason, I would watch that. You know what I mean? Like, if there's a good story for it, I would definitely watch it. Oh, they just finding bodies now? That sucks. They just got them all chained up in, like, the shed and stuff. And they carve words into, like, that would suck, man. That's terrible. I love the music in this, too. Like, that old style music, obviously, old school music. Sheriff throwing up, like, come on, man. You're a sheriff. Be more of a man. Calling it in. Oh, Mother Firefly pulling out the pistol. Or the revolver, whatever that gun's called. Shot him. This would suck. Lords of Salem will be 8 years old this month. Wow. Is it the sheriff they shoot, or is it the guy they shoot in the head or something? But, like, you guys know what I'm talking about if you've seen this movie. That long pan out, and then it takes a second, and they finally take that shot. I think it's him. It's the old guy, actually. I don't think it's the sheriff. Yeah, because Otis kills the sheriff right here, right? Maybe not. No, maybe it is the sheriff. Maybe it is the sheriff. Yeah, never mind. It's the sheriff. I like the slow motion. Yeah, the slow motion's cool right here. I think it is the sheriff, actually. My bad. It's not the old guy. It's the sheriff. Like, when it pans out, I really like that. That's a really good shot to me. Yeah, because he gets on his knees right here, and then he puts the gun up to his head or whatever. I love the music in this movie, too. Like, I really do. I like that old school music. It definitely fits the movie. The music definitely fits this. That sucks. The sheriff, because Sheriff Wendell gets vengeance for his brother. Yeah, Sheriff Wendell. Yeah, that's his name. Wendell or Wendell, whatever it is. I think it's Wendell. Wendell. I think it's Wendell. Yeah, right here. See, it's panning out. He's like got the gun to the sheriff's forehead. It pans out. It's quiet. Nothing. No audio. Still panning out. Still there. Boom. And it's in slow motion. I really like that. I think the Firefly family is spread out throughout the country. We've just seen the. Wait, where'd it go? They could introduce more family members. Maybe, maybe. I mean, that's very true. That's very true. I mean, they did it with Three from Hell when we got like Otis's cousin or whatever. I think it was his cousin. So yeah, I mean that's definitely true. I'd be interested in more story if he has more story for this. I don't know why, but I think the Otis spinoff would be cool. I think that would be nice to see. But some people may not want to see that. Behind holy water. Yeah, holy water. Jeez. Dialogue kills me every time. The song is good too. Yeah. Get yourself a new name, Gaber. Hilarious. A House of 1,000, the song. That is a very good song. I really like that song. Yeah, this movie definitely gets crazy as we got on into it, got further into it, I should say. Goober, Goober, gotta love Goober. I love the grittiness of this movie too. Like this movie definitely is really gritty. I think Rob's really good at throwing the horror and the comedy together. I think he's really good at doing that. Like right here when we see the dead person and stuff, like skinned or whatever, like, and then you got, yeah, see, this is very much Texas Chainsaw influenced. When you got Otis wearing the face and everything, like, yeah, this is insane. Yeah, this part right here definitely is insane. Wearing the old dude's face and stuff, like that's very Chainsaw influenced. I agree. He's got a good mix. Yeah, he's good at mixing them together for sure. I've seen some horror comedies that just didn't work for me. Like the comedy wasn't hitting. There wasn't enough horror in it, and it was just like unbearable. Like this is definitely not unbearable to watch. Great makeup effects, definitely. I mean, it's good stuff. That's creepy. That it really is creepy. Give the old man some sugar. That's so weird. It's your dad. This stuff is twisted, man. Not only is he wearing his face, he literally has got his chest on his chest. Like that's just disturbing. And his arm. I just realized that he has like his actual arm over his arm. Like that's weird. Dr. Satan. Oh, we get to meet Dr. Satan. That's a good line right there. I really like that line. When he says the boogeyman is real and you found him, that's a really good line right there. Otis has great lines in this trilogy. That one, you're looking for the boogeyman, you found him, and then the whole line in the Devil's Rejects, like I am the devil, I'm here to do the devil's work. Great lines from Otis, amazing lines. Rob got the disturbing part down. Oh yeah, there's some disturbing shots in this movie. It's definitely not a movie to show to any young teen or like child, obviously. This movie is very disturbing, even for an adult. I mean, there's some adults who definitely find this movie disturbing. Yeah, it's kind of weird to think that like I didn't like this movie really when I first watched it. Like now I really do enjoy it. Honestly, this movie gives me like Texas Chainsaw slash The Hills Have Eyes vibes. Like Tiny reminds me of the uh I can't even remember his name, but I definitely get vibes from both movies. But then again, it's original at the same time. It's not like he's taking things from like Texas Chainsaw or Hills Have Eyes. He's definitely doing his own thing, so I can respect that, of course. Get in the box, man. Get in there. Yeah, this is weird too. Like dressing them up as bunnies, like really, just really weird stuff. It's like it's one of those families that are obviously disturbed and disturbing, and they do just random stuff. Like that's also what makes it weird. Is like they do random stuff. I enjoy it. It's not one I've seen a whole lot though. I haven't seen this movie a lot either. I've seen it over 5 times since I watched, counting my first watch, which wasn't a good watch, and I don't know if I've really count that because I was kind of miserable, which sounds bad, even though I like the movie now. So I've probably seen it about 4 times. This might be my actual like fifth time, even though it's kind of like my sixth. But you get what I'm saying. Trying to run is like That's not smart. You're just putting yourself. No, as most of you know who've seen this movie, her running doesn't help her at all. You're right about how crazy this is because we all know it could really happen. Definitely. See, that's what makes movies like this scary. Like when you watch a movie and you put yourself in the victim's shoes and you kind of realize like, hey, this could really happen. Like this could happen to me. This could be happening to someone right now in the world. That's what makes this scary. Like it's not so much scary to where like, oh, you're going to lose sleep or you're going to have nightmares. But when you think about yourself in this position, that's what makes it scary. That's what makes this like, oh crap, like if this was me, like this would be messed up. You know what I'm saying? Like you got to put yourself into the character's shoes sometimes to actually understand like how scary this could really be. So yeah, that's definitely what makes it scary. I may watch 31 next. It's been a while. Run Rabbit, yeah, that's a good line. She just stabbed her, like it sucks. I mean, it's crazy to think like people in real life or like just people in movies or real life, whatever, like they like this family in particular, the Firefly family, which isn't real, of course, get enjoyment out of killing people. But there's people in real life who get pleasure from seeing other people in pain. Like it's crazy. It really is. It's a crazy world we live in. So I mean, yeah, this could very much happen. Like this could be happening right now. Who knows? Or something similar to this. You know what I mean? Not exactly this, but it's really crazy to think about that stuff. It's really scary, and you don't know who you're going to come across in your life. You know what I mean? Like these people were not expecting this, even though this is a movie. But for example, like if this was a real thing going on, like you know, you don't know who you're going to come across in your life, and that's the scary part. You know what I mean? So you got to think of it that way sometimes for the movie to really be like, oh wow, like that would suck, or that's you know. I think most of us think that way anyways when we watch a movie. Like sometimes we put ourselves into it or, you know what I mean. It kind of reminds me of the Manson family. Yeah, yeah, stuff like that. Like that's just crazy stuff. I like when movies do stuff like this though, where you kind of think like, yeah, this could happen to me or anybody. Like it's that's what makes it more scary. I mean, it's great acting as well. I mean, I think this was a perfect cast as well as The Devil's Rejects. And a lot of movies don't have a perfect cast, but most of the horror movies I watch are always casted really well. Now I've seen some horror movies where I'm like, oh, that person didn't need to be here, whatever. Most of the time, horror movies have a good cast. You know what I'm saying? I never really complain about a cast in horror movies. I mean, there's some horror movies where I was like, this person should have done that role, or this person didn't need to be in this role. But usually, I'm pretty satisfied with the cast that we have in horror movies, and this is one of them. I really like this cast. I really feel like Tiny should have had a bigger role in the next one, though. Like I said, he has a way bigger role in this one. In Devil's Rejects, he's like not, he's in the movie, but his screen time is not very big. And then the grandpa, we just kind of forget his character, and I really like his character. I think he's hilarious. He's just kind of a character that just gets thrown off, and it sucks because I really like him. Unless they're low budget from Tubi movies, those actors are horrible. That's what I'm saying. Not all of them, but a majority of the horror movies that we all love or we've watched are usually casted very well. But there's definitely, like I said, there's definitely some movies where the cast is like, nah. But most of the time, I feel like horror movies are casted pretty well. But like I said, not all of them, but most of them. What do you guys think of this cast? Let me know in the live chat, or if you're watching this as a video, leave a comment. What do you guys think of the cast from this movie? Everyone. I'm talking about all of them. The family, the victims, like everything. I think it's a good cast. I think everyone was cast really well. I don't know. Did Rob do his own casting for this movie, or was there someone else, brought him to do the casting? I'm pretty sure it was Rob, because he always gets the same people. Yeah, why am I saying it's Rob? Rob did good on casting for these movies. I don't know why I'm saying that. Of course it's Rob. What am I talking about? Obviously, in some movies, there's people who are actually hired to do the casting or whatever, but this is definitely Rob, because he's the same people in almost every movie. I don't know what I'm talking about. 90s horror movies had great casts. A lot of horror movies had really good casts. I mean, it's not really. I mean, it is a hit or miss type thing, but majority of them I don't mind. I agree. I like all of these actors. Yeah, everyone did great in this movie. See, it's funny because for like Bill Moseley playing as Otis in this, I don't think that was too much for him because obviously most of y'all know he played Chop Top in Texas Chainsaw Massacre Part 2. And Chop Top and Otis are like very similar characters. Chainsaw 2 was in 1986. This was 2003. So he kind of already had experience in playing that type of character. So that's why he was good for that role, obviously. I think overall it's a good cast. Keep in mind the most horror movies cast relatively unknown actors. Yeah, majority of the time they are unknown, but they usually are good though. You know what I mean? Like, again, there's definitely some that are bad, but most of the time, like, I like that though. That's what I like about horror. Like, horror is almost like people we don't know. I mean, that's what I like about a movie. Like, if I was doing movies, I would get people that are unknown. I mean, I always love that horror gives people. I guess you get more of an opportunity in horror if you're going to be into that genre, is because I feel like the genre of horror and the people who direct horror and do casting for horror are more open to letting people who aren't big names into the movies, and that's what I like about horror a lot. I love seeing new faces, anyways. You know what I mean? Like, I always like it when there's somebody new. Like I said, like if they were going to remake Nightmare on Elm Street or whatever, I wish they would get an unknown face to play Robert. Not Robert, to play Freddy Krueger. Why did I say Robert? You know what I'm saying? Like, I would like them to get an unknown person to play Freddy Krueger. You know what I mean? I think that would be really cool. Instead of getting somebody that we all know, get somebody who's new, who could definitely play Freddy and kind of resemble Robert's face, a little bit or whatever. But get a new actor for that. I always like that. Like, give someone else an opportunity. You know what I mean? And horror does that a lot. So that's a really good chat comment right there. They really are relatively unknown actors, and I really dig that about horror. I mean, obviously, we see some of the same people that we all know and love in multiple amount of horror movies. But when we see new faces, like it's that's fine with me. I'm the type of person that would give anybody a chance, really, when it comes to horror. Like, if they said, like, obviously, like I said, like an unknown person is going to be playing Freddy, and I saw that person, or maybe I saw like a little snippet of them, doing their Freddy, doing how they would do Freddy. And if I liked it, I'd be all down for it. I mean, most people are only like, oh, only Robert can play Freddy. Like, come on. There's definitely other people who play Freddy Krueger. And that's with a lot of other characters too. I'm not just talking about Freddy Krueger, like any type of character. Like, you got to give people a chance. Like a Hellraiser, like Pinhead. Like, obviously Doug Bradley is everyone's Pinhead, but you always got to give someone else another chance. I know that like Revelations, dude, and Judgment, some people don't like those, but you got to give somebody a chance because there's somebody out there who may really blow our minds when it comes to that character. You know what I mean? That's what I love about horror. It's so open about letting new people come in. I think that's amazing. Oh, Rob didn't do the casting for this one? Oh, well, after this, I would say the casting is great for this. Definitely. I thought it was Rob. Not This was Rob's first movie, right? This was Rob's first movie. Because I can't think of anything that comes before this. I'm pretty sure this is Rob's first movie. So maybe that's why, because it's his first movie. But I believe, like, pretty much after this, he did the casting himself. Or he definitely had a big say in it because he got a lot of the same actors to come back. But since this is his first movie, I believe, I'm pretty sure it is. I can't, like I said, I can't think of anything that comes before this. Yeah, see, his first movie. Yeah, that's what I thought. Because maybe that's why he didn't do like the full casting for this movie. It's his first one. I figured it was because I definitely couldn't think of anything before this. It's crazy to think that this is 18 years old. That's insane. Also, if you guys are watching this as a video or a live stream, however you guys are watching this, let me know if you guys want to see me do the Devil's Rejects for a horror movie night. I may do that soon. This is probably going to be my last horror movie night of this month. So if I do the Devil's Rejects, it might be next month. If you guys want to see that, let me know because I will definitely do it. And we get to see Dr. Satan. It's really cool looking, actually. I really dig the look of the character in this. It's funny because like they have nothing, you know. I don't. Never mind. Never mind. And of course she can't get out of there, like typical horror movie stuff. There you go. Now it's open. Believe it or not, Rob didn't cast the actors in The Devil's Rejects either. So I don't know. I thought he did, but he didn't. Well, I guess he didn't cast for Devil's Rejects, and Devil's Rejects is the best of the trilogy in my opinion. The best storytelling, anyways. I agree. Devil's Rejects is his best movie overall. Definitely best storytelling. And then it's this one for me. This one would be second if I was ranking the trilogy. Devil's Rejects my favorite Rob Zombie movie, so I would agree with you on that. Yeah, I could have swore Rob did the casting for like after this, but okay, I guess not. It's weird. I don't know. It's just weird. Who did the casting? I would. Rob had to do the casting for his later movies, though. Maybe not. I don't know. If he didn't do any of the casting for any of these, then I'm shocked because I'm pretty sure he had a say in some of it. He had a say in some of it for sure. It wasn't just all. I'm sure he had a say in some of it. That shot's really cool, but that shot's used so much, like where you see the half of the character's face. And I feel like you would just turn around, like you wouldn't just be like no, you would turn around, like come on. Ugh. He's like vomiting out of his mouth or whatever. Disgusting. This ending to me though is kind of weak. I'm gonna be honest. It's good, but I still find it kind of weak. The ending to this movie. Like I feel like there could have been something better done. Maybe it's just me. I don't hate it. It's not a bad ending. It's just a little weak to me. That costume I like. Yeah, I like that costume too. What do you guys think of the ending of this? Because it's a little weak, but I don't hate it. Like I said, it's fun, but I just feel like something else could have been done. But maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm a little harsh on it still. I don't know. I'm not saying it's like the worst ending I've ever seen or anything like that. It's just I feel like something else could have been done. Because we're getting closer to the end of the movie, believe it or not. This actually went by quick. Like this movie kind of does have a fast pacing. Like it went by pretty fast. Because it feels like I just started the movie not that long ago, and we're already like almost an hour and 25 minutes into the stream, which is crazy how fast this movie went by. Again, this is going to be my last horror movie night of the month. I will come back next month. If you guys want to see me do the Devil's Rejects, let me know in the comment section or live chat, however you're watching this. I will do it. I'll probably do it next month. I don't know. We'll see. This probably won't be my last live stream of the month. It's just going to be my last horror movie night. I'll probably do MMR Live number 10 sometime this month. And then next month I'll come back with horror movie night 16, which will probably be the Devil's Rejects. I'm not going to say yes. I want to see how many people really want that first. The Devil's Rejects ending is epic. Yeah, I definitely like the Devil's Rejects ending better than this ending because this ending is just kind of eh. It's not bad, but it is what it is. I thought someone dropped something in my drink the first time I saw this movie. That's what I'm saying. My first experience with this movie was not the best. Like I just wasn't a fan of it. Like I said earlier on in the stream, if you're gonna like try to check out Rob Zombie movies for people who haven't, you're gonna have to give them more than one watch because for me, his movie's grown on me. You know what I mean? Honestly, this ending though, with her like crawling out of that hole, is kind of very Texas Chainsaw Massacre ish. Like when Sally's in the back of the truck, it's kind of like that with her right here, kind of. I mean, a little bit, but like I said, if you're getting into Rob Zombie's movies, definitely give them more than one watch. Your first experience may not be the best because I think like when you're first watching these movies, you kind of don't expect this, but they grow on you. At least they did for me. Some people probably still hate these movies, but you know, it is what it is. But I definitely see what you're saying. 100% do the Devil's Rejects. I probably will. I'll probably do it next month. I'll probably do a poll over on my Instagram as well for it. If you guys are not following my Facebook page or my Instagram, definitely do so. All the links and stuff are in the comment section. The description. So if you guys want to go follow my Facebook page or me on Instagram, I always do updates on what I'm going to do. I do polls to let you guys, know what might be happening, let you guys choose what to do, all that fun stuff. So I do some exclusive stuff over on my Facebook and Instagram as well. Like I'll post exclusive pictures. Maybe I might have some exclusive videos coming soon. I don't want to say too much. I'm working on a project right now. Don't want to say too much about it yet, but when that project is released, there may be certain exclusive videos that only go out on my Instagram and Facebook. So, just keep your eye out for that. So definitely follow the pages if you haven't. I love that Captain Spaulding picked her up though at the end. It really does remind me of Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I'll get you to a doctor. Yeah. You're gonna get her to a doctor. Yep. Definitely gonna get her to a doctor. I love that Otis just comes up in the back seat, and just looks at her. It's awesome. This part is good. I was talking about the part earlier on with Dr. Satan. I don't know how I feel about that at the end with Dr. Satan. The whole Dr. Satan stuff at the end is kind of just anime. But when Captain Spaulding picks her up and Otis comes in the back seat or whatever, that I like. You know what I mean? But the whole Dr. Satan stuff is anime. The end question mark. He was already planning on doing more after that. But that is the end of House of a Thousand Corpses. That is my commentary. Let's see here. Sweet baby Jesus, what the hell happened to you? That's hilarious. But that is my commentary of House of a Thousand Corpses. If you guys did enjoy my commentary, please leave a like and subscribe. Also, let me know if you guys want the Devil's Rejects horror movie night in the comment section. I'll do it if enough of you want it. I'll put a poll on my Instagram as well. But again, if you guys did enjoy this, please leave a like and subscribe. That would be much appreciated. And I will see you guys very soon.